Hey Narwhals, and welcome back to some more weight loss stories. Only a small percentage of our viewers actually subscribe. It's free and you can always change your mind later, so please tap subscribe to join the original 100k Narwhals. Anyone else that's been trying forever to just lose 20 pounds? Hello r/lose it, I've been a long time lurker and I'm trying to kickstart my weight loss journey once again. I guess I'm just looking for some solidarity. Unlike many of the posts I've seen here, I don't have a ton of weight to lose, just 15 to 25 pounds, but I've been wanting to lose for years and I've had so much trouble doing it. I'm female, 5'4", and 137-ish pounds. I'm just on the edge of healthy/overweight, and I've been wanting to lose weight and exercise consistently like I did in the past. I used to be so much healthier, stronger, and feel better in my body. 20 pounds may not seem like much, but on a shorter woman like me, they really make a difference, and every pound just feels so hard to lose. I read a lot of posts here of others who have more total weight they want to lose, and I know I should be and am grateful that the finish line is so much closer for me, but I can't help feel jealous reading about people who just cut out soda and are instantly dropping 5 pounds a week. I definitely don't want to hate on or discredit the hard work and struggles that others on here have shared. Everyone's journey is different, and reading everyone's experiences and successes has been such an inspiration for me. However, I just don't see many others in a similar situation as me sharing their stories or tips. Anyone else here who can relate? What changes did you make to lose those 20 pounds you've always wanted to lose? Since you're already in the healthy weight range for your height, it will take a while longer for you to lose weight. You can't and shouldn't manage a 1000 kcal daily deficit like someone who's morbidly obese could. Your total daily energy expenditure is already going to be a lot closer to 1200 than someone who has 100 pounds to lose. And you may not be whooshing 5 pounds of water weight at once because you just don't have as much body to store water in. I'm sure you can do it. It will just take some precision and patience. The closer you are to your goal weight, the harder it is. You don't burn as many calories, and you don't have as many bad behaviors that you can drop normally. The margins are smaller, and you have to push yourself a bit harder. I'm at the last 15 pounds, and I've had to be a lot more focused about the kinds of food I eat, and just not as much room for cake as when I was 20 pounds heavier. I have pretty much cut starches out at this point. I already don't drink alcohol and stopped frying my food, so there wasn't much left to cut. I also try to close all the rings on my Apple Watch every day, not just days I go to the gym. I'm 100% in the same boat. I'm 5'5" and already at a healthy weight technically, but my comfortable weight is generally around 127 to 130. I'm about 15 pounds off of that and definitely get from my family, "Oh, you don't need to lose weight." True, I don't need to, but for fitness and confidence purposes, I want to. And plus, most of the older adults in my family are overweight, obese, or morbidly obese, and I do not want to get into the habit of gaining 5 pounds and going, "Oh, it's only 5 pounds." 5 leads to 10, leads to 30, leads to 100 plus sometimes. It took me a few years to get down from 140 to 120. I could have eaten less and lost the weight faster, but I was going after fitness gains over those years and wanted to eat enough to fuel my workouts. In the end, it doesn't matter that it took more time. I reached my goal and I've been maintaining now for 4+ years. All that matters is that I got here. I lost my weight through calorie tracking, no food off limits or rules on food timing, just a reasonable calorie deficit. Hey OP, I get you. I'm 5'5" and I've been about 140-ish for what feels like forever, and it is hard being a short female at a lowish weight already. Lately, I've changed up my game by massively upping my fiber and protein intake and minimizing added sugar, alcohol, and simple carbs. There are simple changes, but something is working. My stomach, where I carry all my weight, is a bit slimmer, and my clothes are fitting a bit better. I've also nearly completed Seed 25K, and I've very recently taken up pole fitness to build my upper body and core muscle mass. It's always going to be slow but steady progress for us at these lower weights. And personally, I've tried diets like keto and intermittent fasting and have been miserable on them, so I'm just focusing on eating good, quality, reasonable sized meals 3 times a day. I also refuse to count calories again. It leads to upsetting, obsessive thinking from me, but I do measure out serving sizes of high calorie foods like nuts, hummus, etc., just to make sure I'm not accidentally inhaling a week's worth of calories in one go, lol. I'm 5'4.5". Highest weight recorded was 143 pounds, so just barely under the overweight category, but definitely did not feel good about myself. I got down to 120 in 6 months with calorie counting, but then I stopped counting and put back on most of the weight. So then I counted again, lost, gained, rinse and repeat. I was never really 120 for more than a day, But now I've been under 120 for 3 months. Lowest was 115 something for like a day, but for the most part 117 to 118 if I'm not bloated. The trick for me was intermittent fasting. I still don't count calories because it's just too much of a hassle if you want to eat something other than prepackaged foods, especially if someone else is doing the cooking. But I found limiting my eating window really helped for me to stay this weight naturally. I try to only have 2 meals a day without snacking in between, and I try to limit the eating out / fast food and going out for ice cream to once or twice a week. Oh yes, I'm with you. I'm 5 feet tall and 135 pounds, and I'm just on the wrong side of overweight. I was 140 to 145 in January, and I lost a few pounds, maintained more or less throughout the spring, and then started losing again. It's a struggle. I eat mostly plant-based, no red meat, very little cheese, no fried foods, and no soda. What does that leave to cut? Alcohol, refined sugar, and portion sizes. Luckily, you don't miss the first two too much, and your body adjusts quickly to eating less. I've been in the same boat for a long time too, and what finally changed the outcome for me was acting like weight loss is just as serious for me as for someone who is severely overweight. No being healthier, or I'll just have one unhealthy thing per day, or I'm trying to limit carbs this week. No, we're talking calories in, calories out every day. I'm also meeting my step goal every day because walking has been historically great for my weight loss. It doesn't make me hungrier. You can do it, and once you start, you'll be surprised by 1, how quickly you start to feel healthier, and 2, that you can actually do this by being disciplined and following Seco. I started out having a lot to lose, 193 pounds at 5'6". I was really successful in losing the first 40 to 153, but once I got there, since it is around the top of the healthy range, I sort of stayed there and have been finding it really difficult to drop lower. I currently weigh 161 and I'm hoping to get down to 140 pounds. My advice to you and myself is be really clear about your reason why you want to lose weight. And the reason should be really meaningful to you, and ideally be about more than simply a number on the scale or being a certain size. At my heaviest, my reason for weight loss was reducing leg pain. Now that leg pain is no longer an issue, I need a new reason. Think really hard about why you want to be 15 or 25 pounds lighter, and this will help to keep you focused on all the things you know how to do to get there. Eating healthier and less, more exercise, logging, etc. Best of luck. And that brings us to the end, Narwhals. Please tap subscribe to join the original 100k Narwhals. And lastly, here's our featured Narwhal of the Day. I finally reached my goal weight right before Christmas. Starting weight 180 pounds, current weight 120.